Car Race 4 took place on the 18th of December 2010 with a liberation point near Bloemhof, a distance of 304 kilometers. 2,960 pigeons were released. The weather conditions along the route went from fine and cool to hot and humid at Sun City, with little to no wind.
Good morning, I'm Zondi Meyer, Race Director for the Sun City $1 Million Pigeon Race. We're here in the beautiful Pilanesberg. Wonderful weather today, just what we hoped for. Hot, a bit of a tester for the pigeons, something which they need in preparation for the final race. This year is another hallmark in the annals of the pigeon race, in that we have 36 countries competing, which heralds it as the true international pigeon racing. We're now on our 4th car race. A question often posed is, how do we have pigeons from 36 different countries competing against one another? Well, the answer is the pigeons all come here as very young pigeons, most of them not orientated to their lofts of birth. We then orientate the pigeons here. They come in May to June of the year preceding the race. The race is going to take place on the 22nd of January. And the pigeons are then orientated to the lofts here at Sun City, so that they now know Sun City as their home. And then from there we gradually train them as you would any athlete. What we do is to initially get them used to flying around the lofts for a period of time. To do that, we obviously have to coax the lazier ones to stay in the air so that they can get the hours on their wings and get a bit of air into their lungs. And once we've achieved that, then we start taking the pigeons on short training flights, starting just outside of Sun City, about 10 kilometers away. And then we gradually increase until we get to our daily training point, which is about 80 odd kilometers away. And the pigeons then go on a daily training flight of 80 kilometers, which gives them an hour of road work every day. These are all part and parcel of the training of the pigeons to get them into condition for the final race, which takes place in January. Well, you know, the pigeon race doesn't happen without a lot of people putting a lot of time and a lot of effort in terms of the training and the care of the pigeons. And the person that has the hands-on responsibility of doing that is Corrie Nordier. The training of these pigeons has added to a few grey hairs on his head, but nevertheless he's stood by his task. And Corrie, what do you think is the story this year, which is maybe a little bit different to other years?
Zondi, the quality of the birds are excellent. Every year the guys send their best pigeons. We are honored to train birds like this. But every year is not the same year. Every year we've got our own problems, new problems, things we have to solve. This year we got the drought. You won't say that we can lose pigeons of the drought, but pigeons need water. If they make a mistake, to come back to the loft.
Corrie, we've had either feast or famine this year. You know, we've had that terrible drought to start with, and now this last week or so we've had rain, which we in South Africa can never complain about. But I mean, this past week, 100 millimeters in 1 week, in one night in actual fact, I think that's another first for the pigeon race. We've never had that at Sun City. What do you think? How are we going to cope with that kind of exercise from now until the end of the training?
Zondi, the extreme conditions is also in favor of the birds. They make it much easier for the birds to come back from the final race. They know what is hard extreme conditions. I think they can find only the race, the big race, the day, much easier if we got easy racing, easy car racing, easy, and then at the end we got a hard race from the Hopetown. They will find it then difficult. But now in the beginning they find it very difficult. I think they will find it much easier at the end.
Well, thank you, Corrie, but I do think in conclusion we can say that in spite of all the experience we've had, I think the thing that fascinates us about pigeon racing is that even us that have had as much experience as we have, at the end of the day, have to think that the sport is fascinating in that every year is a new year. Every batch of pigeons is a new batch of pigeons, and the only thing we can console ourselves with is that we've never lost the winner to date.
Car Race 4 sees us getting closer to the main event in January 2011. And as the pigeons began to arrive, the excitement amongst the good turnout of fanciers and families grew as they waited to hear the results. The official results of Car Race 4 saw the Koopman Racing Team from the Netherlands winning the car with their entry Sapir, which came in with a time of 4 hours, 26 minutes and 31 seconds. Here are the official top 20 results for Car Race 4.